Looks like we won't be doing any milling today either. Instead, I thought I would take this opportunity to tell you about how I built a wood-fired kiln out of an RV trailer. A few years back, I found myself in a situation where I needed a kiln and I needed it fast. I had a business where I was exporting 40-foot shipping container loads of decorative tree branches to various places around the world. This situation started when one of my overseas customers received a shipment that was infested with powder post beetles that were boring into the branches. This ended up being a very expensive problem. Long story short, we thought we had the problem solved for future orders, but by the time the next shipment was just about ready to go, we realized that one was probably infected too. I had a lot of money tied up in the material for this shipment that was in danger of being destroyed by bugs. The customer also needed it to be shipped soon. I needed a way to heat these branches to a high enough temperature to kill the bugs. I didn't have a kiln. I didn't know anybody who had a kiln. I didn't know anybody who knew anybody who had a kiln. I could build one, but I needed this right now. I didn't have time to build a kiln from scratch. So I started trying to think about how I could somehow put these branches in something, had to be something big, and get them to a high enough temperature. Then I remembered I had this old RV trailer from the 70s just laying around that my cousin gave me. Also a wood stove that belonged to my other cousin. This story really makes me feel like I'm from the backwoods. Just happened to have an old travel trailer from the 70s laying around that my cousin gave me, and a wood stove that belonged to my other cousin. I started gutting the trailer. I took out the appliances, the cupboards, the counters, the seats, the interior walls, everything until it was just a big empty box. I took some of the cushions and the bedding and I put those against the inside of the windows and boarded them up with boards that came from taking apart the inside. I took out the window that goes across the whole front end like they always did back then. Below where the window was, I cut out the wall all the way to the floor, so I had just a big opening in the front. I took the propane tanks off the tongue so I could set the wood stove down where the propane tanks were. Then I took some old metal garage door panels that my other cousin gave me. This is my cousin Daryl. This is my other cousin Daryl. I bought $90 worth of heat resistant insulation, used that to line the inside of that shroud to insulate it. I think that $90 was the only money I ever put into that kiln. Nothing about this contraption would have passed any building code. It probably violated every building code there is. But I didn't care as long as it worked and it didn't catch on fire. That's all I cared about. It was a relatively small space for that big of a wood stove. I was hoping it would get up to at least 170 degrees Fahrenheit, which would be hot enough to kill the bugs. But I was even more hoping that it wouldn't catch on fire and the whole thing would just burn down. I built this contraption in just a couple days. Lit up the wood stove. Instead of getting up to 170 degrees, it actually got up over boiling inside. And most important, it didn't catch on fire. It actually worked. I was able to run the whole container load of material through there. It was much smaller than a container, so it took several runs to get all that material through. But whenever it was running and up to temperature, it always had this curious hot trailer smell to it. The idea was to just use this to get me out of this bind and then use it until I had time to build a more respectable kiln. But it worked so well, I ended up using this for several years until eventually the roof started to sag, the walls started to lean. When they built these travel trailers, I don't think they were made to be industrial kilns. Then I started to realize what that hot trailer smell probably was. I think it was the glue in all the laminates and that was holding it together evaporating. It got to where it was just about to collapse and there was nothing on it solid enough to be able to salvage it. At that point, I bought a 20-foot shipping container and made a much better kiln out of that. With the new kiln, I could do more material at a time. It used far less fuel wood than this other contraption did. It was so much more efficient. It was also a lot easier to load and unload. I just wish I would have taken more pictures and some videos so I could show you what the RV kiln looked like inside and how I built it. But this thing was such an eyesore, I was so glad to get rid of it. I made it go away and was happy to see it go. So now the question is, do I recommend using an RV to build a kiln? No. Yeah, it worked in a pinch and it got me by. But an RV is a horrible structure to build a kiln out of in so many ways. If you're in a bind like I was or you have no other alternative, yeah, an RV can work. but it's not going to be efficient and don't expect it to last. What's the moral of the story? If I would have built a kiln the right way in the beginning, it would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of fuel wood over the years while I was using that janky contraption. Maybe the moral is build things right the first time. But then if I hadn't have built the janky one and used that for a few years, I wouldn't have had the knowledge to build the new one in a way that would suit my needs. So maybe the moral is sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. I'll do a video soon, maybe in the next week or two. I'll show you the shipping container kiln. It's wood fired too, and it works very well. Do me a favor if you would, give me a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on that one. I'll see you on the next video.